Hi everyone, my name is Linda Jackson and I am from Fort Wayne's NBC. I'm the evening anchor and reporter and have been here at the station for about 33 years. And I love what I get to do every single day. And students, I hope you love one of the things I love most, and that's reading a good book. I'm not talking about your homework, that needs to be done first. You need to do a good job on it. But when you have some extra time, I hope you, like me, enjoy picking up a really good book and maybe taking a trip to a faraway land or learning about somebody you've always been interested in. Those are my favorite kinds of books, biographies and autobiographies. But I also love a book with a good lesson that tells a good story with wonderful illustrations, and that's why I'd like to read this book to you today. It's Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon, and it was written by Kat Zong, and it was illustrated by Charlene Chua. So I hope you're ready for a really good book, because this is one. It's a classroom setting with a teacher. During story time, Ms. Mary reads Amy's class a book about dragons. Take a look. Those are great illustrations, aren't they? So, dragons that hoard treasures, dragons that blow fire, dragons that fight knights in gleaming armor. Ooh, good pictures, huh? Afterward, she tells everyone to make their own dragons. Make them special. She says, make them yours. So Sam draws a dragon with enormous teeth. He crafts the wings out of postage stamps. And Willa sculpts a dragon with a big fat belly. She strings daisies for the tail. Very creative. Amy, well, she paints a dragon with a long, thin body. It has horns like a stag and claws like an eagle. Are you sure that's a dragon? Asks Sam. It doesn't look like a dragon, asks Willa. I think it does. Yeah, sort of. Kinda. Amy says, maybe they're right. So Amy scribbles with her pencils and doodles with her crayons. She glues beads to her paper, and she glues some of the beads to her head in her hair, see? Bits of dragons emerge, though. Dragons with shiny green scales, dragons with leathery wings. They look great. They look just like the dragons in Ms. Mary's book, but none of them work. None of them feel quite right. These dragons are not the dragons Amy wanted to make. Time to clean up, says Ms. Mary. I'm not done, cries Amy. Well, the rest of the class put their dragons on the show and tell table, but there's nothing from Amy. Nothing at all. Wonder what happens next. Well, Willa and Sam come over after school, but Amy can't even smile. Oh dear, says Amy's grandma. Why the sad face? So Amy tells her, and her grandma gets a twinkle in her eye and says, come, let me tell you a story. Ooh, another good story. Let's find out what that's all about. She tells them about dragons that bring down the rain, dragons that are wise and just, dragons that fly without wings. Wow. Look at that. Whew. Amy runs to the attic. She remembers where she got the idea for her dragon. Yeah, she pulls out something red and yellow, something with a big fat snout and golden horns. A dragon, gasps Sam and Willa. A dragon, agrees Amy. Amy's grandma puts on the costume's head and Amy puts on the tail. Wait till you see this. Together, they dance down the attic steps and roar through the house. Hey, maybe you can bring that to school, says Sam. Look at that. I love that. Can you imagine having that in your attic? That would be so much fun. Please, please bring it to school, begs Willa. Said Amy. She thinks about the dragon in Ms. Mary's book. She thinks about the dragons in Grandma's story. Bringing this dragon to class would be great, but there's something missing. Something to make the dragon Amy's. Remember, the title of the book is Amy Wu and the Patchwork Dragon. So after Sam and Willa go home, Amy begins to plan. She shows her sketches to her family. Will you help me? She asks. I think they're going to help her. Wait till you see this. They measure out fabric and cut it into shape. They carve a cardboard frame and fasten the cloth. Amy knots together 3 silk scarves. Then she adds some beads, of course. Ready? Asked Grandma. Amy takes a deep breath. Ready, she says. Amy comes to school with a big paper bag. The other children gather around. Is it your dragon? Asks Willa. Show us, cries Sam. Are you ready? Are you ready? Amy puts on the dragon's head. She invites Willa and Sam beneath the dragon's tail. Together they dance through the classroom and roar between the desks. Everyone cheers. Miss Mary laughs so hard she can't even breathe. I love this story. Everybody's so excited for Amy. Well, Amy's dragon is red and yellow. It has a big fat snout and golden horns. It has enormous green wings and a tail of 3 silk scarves and beads and glitter. Lots of glitter. Yes, it works splendidly. It feels just right, you guys. Turn the page. It is exactly the dragon Amy wanted to make. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? The end. You know what this tells me? It tells me we should all be ourselves and be creative with the ideas that come to mind. So maybe, just maybe, your teacher will have you all create some dragons in class. Thanks for joining me for this book reading. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Take care. Bye-bye.